So here is the Wacaco, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Nanopresso. I picked this up. I am extremely excited for this. This was, I believe, $70. You could actually get the Pico Presso, which is about double the price, or you could get the Mini Presso, which is about $15 less. I want a portable espresso. If you don't know, I love coffee, and I do want the Flare espresso that's like a pull-down lever. This is obviously not that, but I figured this is actually more portable than the actual Flare itself. So let's start with this, and if I like this, then I'll move on up to the Flare. So I watched a million videos, and I'm hoping that I can get my espresso just like that. I also watched James Hoffman. He did recommend this brand, but for the Pico espresso. So you could actually do 18 bars of pressure to get, hopefully, the end result to look like this. And they do have some bold claims that it says authentic espresso with dense crema, perfect extraction with intense flavors, which is what you want from an espresso itself. So I'm excited to use this. So the reason why I picked up this one and not the Mini Presso is you'll see right here, there it says for coffee grind use, if it actually comes in. And you can actually use different accessories to use pods, more water if you want, which I don't believe the Mini Presso actually had. It was only for the Nano Presso. You have the dimensions of what kind of water capacity it holds, maximum pressure itself, the dimensions of the unit, the instructions on how to actually use it. You want to unclip the cup, put some coffee in there, put some hot water, and then unlock the piston. So this does not actually make hot water. You need to pour hot water inside it, and obviously you need to find the right grind to actually grind up your coffee beans as well. Let's see what is inside. It actually does say it. You get the Nanopresso, the built-in espresso cup, filter basket, scoop, brush, multi-languages instruction book, warranty card, and 2 stickers. Let's dive into this thing. I actually expected this to be a lot bigger, but I would say this is a decent size. So let's try to get this out. So you have the instruction book with multiple languages. You have the warranty on the back side that you could scan. But let's get into the fun part. Let's do the reveal. Okay. So it comes in this nice little carrying case. You can actually get like a harder pouch if you want. I think it's about another $20 extra. I'm probably going to be just fine with this. But let's see. Ooh, there it is. And here it is. So the Nanopresso. Everything, I mean, it has some weight to it. You know, I would say it's a few pounds, which actually is nice. It doesn't feel cheap at all. This is all plastic, but this part is a little bit harder than this. But I mean, overall, for, what is it, $70 that I paid, I think this is what is expected from this. So as I mentioned, you do get this little case. You could pay extra for like an actual like harder case. I think this is going to be fine enough for me. But yeah, it's kind of nice that they added this just so I'm not carrying this around. I'm going to read the instructions even though I watched a million videos. I just want to make sure I am doing this right. But let's try to make some espresso. Alright, so while I'm boiling the water, let's unscrew this and see what's going on in here. So, you do have your little measuring cup for your coffee. This only does take 8 ounces of coffee, so a little bit smaller than your usual home espresso machine. Comes with a little tool to clean out stuff. I have some water boiling right now, and I'm probably just going to clean this out a bit just because I don't know what skunk's already, you know, kind of been in here, you know, coming from the production line. And this is where you're going to put the coffee beans at. So the water is going to come out of here, down here into your cup. You're going to take this little guy out. And here's where you're going to put the coffee grinds. So we're going to use this little tool, scoop it in there, press it down. Actually, that's a perfect fit too, which is very nice. This has a decent amount of holes. I feel like there could be more in here to kind of get that flow going. But yeah, let's just see what this is capable of. Right, so I got my beans loaded in here. These are usually the beans that I test to make sure my espresso machine is fully dialed in. I'm usually really fine for the espresso machine that I use. Alright, so I got my 8 grams of coffee. It just says to place it right on top. A little spout piece. And I should be able to screw that in. And that is fully screwed in. And by reading this a little bit more, it just seems like this one is just kind of just a pop it in place. That's what you want to do. I guess just you know, for extra protection, because you are putting boiling hot water in here. This is the max fill line, so we don't want to go above that. So let's get our water. We are literally right below that fill line. I am now going to screw this on. I think it's good. I hope it's good. I'm going to get my cup, and I just have to unscrew this. Whoa! And we're going to flip it upside down. I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3, and I think now we should start seeing some flow. And I believe it says the next 8. I can feel the pressure. And you're finally getting some coffee. There's a decent amount of crema. This is taking a little longer than I thought. So I'm supposed to do this until all the coffee comes out. I would say right now it looks very appealing. This is definitely hands down the most work I've ever done for an espresso, or actually any coffee drink, I think. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't know how good it's picking up on the camera, but you do have the layers that you would want in an espresso. It has a nice crema on top. The pour seems to be fairly consistent, and I feel like that is about it. So here you go with the crema on top. Got a nice little complexity. Now, I don't know if this is going to be over-extracted, under-extracted, if it's going to be bitter, sour. It looks fairly decent to me. It smells like it's going to be a little bitter. Maybe it's like a little burnt. I guess that's the way I would describe it. All right, let's see. It's a little bit bitter-ish. It's not horrible. I think what I'm going to do is actually bump down the grinding portion, so make it a little bit finer. That might actually be the trick. I would say overall, I mean, it holds the temperature of the water fairly well. You got to make it fairly quick because it will drop down pretty fast, though. But I mean, you look at that, and it's decent espresso for $60 coming out of a portable machine that makes you feel like you're in the early 1900s, 1800s of manual work to get coffee. It's kind of exciting, honestly. So the question you're probably asking, who is it for? And I went back and forth on what kind of portable espresso machine I wanted. So like I mentioned, I wanted the Flare. It's a little bit of a bigger espresso machine. Well, it's a lot bigger than this one. It's not very portable, but it would be kind of nice to bring around friend's house, and I think I'm probably eventually going to work my way up to that. I would say this portable espresso is ideal for anyone who likes camping, exploring, being outdoors, maybe traveling a lot. I probably wouldn't necessarily bring this on a flight, and the only reason why I wouldn't do that, this is only for me personally, is usually I'm going to places for, a handful of days. I also don't want to bring a grinder. I also have to worry about how I'm going to heat up the water. If I'm driving somewhere, that's a different story. I could pack it all in my car. It's not that big of a deal. And that was kind of my thought process on buying this. It's the same thing with the Flare. It's not portable, right? Like, you cannot travel with that via airplane. They have multiple options, and obviously I got the one that's about the middle tier, I guess. You can actually add on some accessories. I would say right out of the box, this is super simple to use, and for $70, I feel like I got a fairly decent deal. Now, I do have an actual Nespresso, and I do have an actual espresso machine. Will that replace either of these? Absolutely not. But if I'm going over a friend's house and they want to try some of the coffee that I just roasted, and maybe they don't have an espresso machine, or maybe I'm just going to the park and someone wants to try some of my coffee beans, Obviously, I'm not going to bring out my espresso machine for them. I'll bring this. But anyways, I'm going to try to dial it in. Maybe I'll do another video once I feel like I actually master this. But I would say overall, this was a pretty good buy. I don't know if these actually go on sale. I got this on Amazon. It came, 2 days later. You can actually buy this through the website. They have multiple colors in this particular one. I think the other ones, like the Pico Presso and the Mini Presso, comes in kind of like that grayish black color. But this one you have like green, blue, yellow. I just went with the normal gray or black color. Well, that's it. Let me know if you guys have used this. I'm going to try to bring this at the weirdest places to make espresso and just kind of make videos from there. But let me know what kind of coffee you guys are drinking. What are you guys using to make your espresso? Until next time, follow me on IG at RockPaperFood. See ya.